Hey, what's up guys? I want to show you a fill today that's kind of a combination of several different ideas and different things that I play, different concepts, and I kind of mesh them together. So really the base of this is a 16th note fill. It's a linear fill, and the pattern is 2 5/1s and then 4 singles. So to jump right into it, it's a 1 measure fill, so timing, pattern, placement, timing. When do I start the fill? When do I end the fill? Starts on 1, ends on 1. Pattern. So I'm playing a 5/1, so right, right kick. 2 of those. So right, left, right kick. Right, left, right kick. And then right, left crash as a 16th note pattern. So let me play it by itself just on the snare and kick so you can hear the way it sits. So 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and. Okay, so 5/1, 5/1, then 4 singles. Let me put it in a groove. All right, so that's kind of the first step, is kind of that linear idea, the linear fill. All right, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to accent my left hand. Okay, so my left-handed notes, those are going to be accented. All right, so that's going to sound like this. Okay, and that can be a really hard concept to master because what you don't realize is you use your right hand to really ground your timing. So one thing that I'll say to work on this, the ability to kind of feel that left-handed accent if it's kind of weird for you, is just play a regular 16th note fill just on the snare, 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a crash, just 1 measure 16th note fill. So play that once, then the second time do the same thing, except play your right hand on the rim and your left hand on the snare. So I'll show you what I'm talking about. Okay, so what I'm doing is I'm trying to train my brain to hear those left-handed accents. The third step is you can play your right hand on your leg to kind of remove that note altogether, but you still keep the time. So let me show you that. Okay, so we've talked about the pattern, 5/1, 5/1, then 4 singles. Talk about left-handed accents. Okay, so now let's talk about the placement, where I'm going to place this fill. So I'm going to kind of leave the left-handed accents alone for a minute. I'm going to bring those back in a second. So I basically have 3 groups: the first 5/1, the second 5/1, and then the group of just 4 singles. So the first 5/1, I'm going to play snare, hat, snare, 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 kick. Okay, so. All right. The second group, I'm going to play snare, tom, snare, hat, snare, kick. All right, put those together. All right, then to finish it out, I'm just going to play snare, tom 1, tom 3, crash. All right, so let's put the whole pattern together. It's a 1 measure pattern, 2 5/1s, and then a group of 4. Here we go. All right, let me put it in the context of a groove. All right, so you can see that naturally I'm accenting my right hand to kind of ground myself on the downbeat. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in my accents now, and I'm going to work on two things. One, bringing my left hand notes up and my right hand notes down to kind of create these ghost note sounds. All right, so I'm going to try to transition that so you can hear how vastly different this fill begins to sound. Here we go. All right, let's speed it up and create the difference even more. Make those right hand almost like ghost notes and bring the left hand out a lot. Here we go. All right, a little more. All right, so messed the placement up that last time. And so the last thing I'm going to do is on my second 5/1, that hi-hat, I'm going to kind of create a hi-hat clinch, and I'm going to almost take my snare out to create kind of this pause, this catch and release sound. So let me show you what that's going to sound like. So just the fill by itself, it'd be... Okay, but I'm going to add my kick back in, so... All right, so the idea is I've taken a couple of very simple concepts, right? A 5/1, very simple linear idea. Left-handed accents, although kind of odd, they're not very difficult. It just takes a while to implement them. And then a placement that kind of complements that idea. Put those ideas together and you come up with a pretty cool fill that sounds much different than what you're actually playing. What I mean by that is you're playing these simple concepts, but what you're implying sounds a lot more complicated than it really is. So I hope you see more than just the fill. You kind of see the system that I'm using. You can take these same ideas and make tons of different fills. Hopefully it's useful to you. And I'm just going to play it around the kit a couple more times so you can kind of hear how I'm using it, and hope you enjoy it. Thanks.